This week, I spot something concerning out of the window, make some interesting landings, and fly on possibly the smallest airliner at America's busiest airport as I attempt to cross the entire United States using only the essential air service. Welcome to a super foggy Los Angeles International Airport start line for my great adventure across the country. The Essential Air Service is a government subsidised scheme that connects remote communities across the US. 159 communities across the country receive flights under the service, everywhere from Alaska to Puerto Rico. My plan is to fly from Los Angeles to Boston using only Essential Air Service flights. But before we even got started though, it seemed like I might have hit my first hitch. Alright, so there's nobody here yet. Brilliant start to the trip. Flight leaves in about an hour, so well, theoretically at least it's super foggy here today. Like, the visibility is zero. Thankfully though, eventually someone turned up. I was literally just looking at alternate flights, so you came there right in time. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, if there is, there is. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. It's the risk you take, isn't it, when you fly on some of these routes. Made it to the gate, got my coffee, we're all good. Yeah, the flight so far is delayed now. I've just had a text to say it's delayed until 11 o'clock now. It was originally due to leave at 8, so it's a 3-hour delay. It's currently 8 o'clock now. We should have been leaving now, so yeah, this is part of the issue we have with some of these essential routes, is that the planes they use can't really deal with weather like this. So you sort of have to have quite a bit of flexibility in your schedule. Eventually though, the fog did lift and there was some good news that my plane was finally on its way into LA to take me on the first leg of this adventure. We got boarded onto a bus that took us across the airport to the remote ramp where we waited for the plane to arrive to take me on my first leg. Thank you.
Sorry for the delay.
No worries, man. Have a good great day.
Have a good one.
Thank you, you too. Hello, how you doing?
Guys, have your name?
Yeah, Noel, Noel.
You are in seat number 10.
Number 10, awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hang on, sorry. And you're seat number 9. Okay, sounds great. Thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Hi there, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
We're finally here.
Yeah, you made it.
Take you where you want to go.
First leg of my adventure then would take me out of LA down to the tiny town of Imperial, California, near the Mexican border, and from then onwards to Phoenix. This flight is operated by Southern Airways on board this little PC-12, and there was just myself and one other passenger on the flight today. Taking off from Los Angeles on this tiny little plane was quite an experience, but it was one that I'd get used to over the course of this trip because every flight that I was on a tiny plane like this. This flight was pretty cool actually. We got some great views out of the window as we crossed Southern California and flew over the mountains before dropping down into Imperial, right down near the Mexican border. Eventually my first stop came into view, the tiny town of Imperial, California. Imperial Airport's been serving passengers since 1943, but these days it only sees a handful of passengers every day on the Southern Airways flights to LA and Phoenix. Thank you. Thank you. See you in a few minutes.
Are you going to Phoenix?
I am indeed, yes.
Okay, we still have to take you inside. Do you have any bags with you?
There's one in the back, so.
Is it a checked in bag?
Yeah, it's a valet bag. So.
That's a valet bag?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably take it inside for you.
No problem, yeah.
Just pick it up in front of our counter, okay?
That's fine, yeah. Alright, thank you.
The restrooms are to the right. TSA is going to open up right in here.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Alright, let's stop one on this great Essential Air Service adventure of Imperial County Airport here in California. Had to come off the plane, they're going to turn the plane around, we'll go back through security in a minute, get back on board for the next leg to Phoenix.
In the future,
Okay, thank you.
the
See you.
up front, okay? Because it needs to be on your reservation.
Hello. Hi, yeah, you alright?
Did they give you a seat?
Not yet, no. Noel.
You are
10, yep. Alright, thanks man. Hello again.
Hey, long time.
So with me, one other passenger and a cat on board, it was time to get airborne from Imperial and head across to Phoenix. was a pretty pleasant flight actually, from California across to Phoenix. After going across the fields of eastern California, we crossed into the deserts of Arizona, getting some great views as we approached the city of Phoenix. I managed to nap a little bit on this flight because I had been up since crazy early in the morning, and then when I woke up we were on our approach into Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. So we finally arrived into Phoenix 2 hours and 1 minute late. There were 2 passengers and 1 cat on board today's flight, and it cost me $125. I'd probably rate this flight 4 stars out of 5. The delay was pretty bad, but they handled it quite well, and the PC-12 was a pretty cool plane to ride on.
You too, thank you. I'm okay if you're okay tonight.
Awesome, thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem.
See you later. Alright then, Phoenix, Arizona. The first big city on this trip. There's a few, we sort of hop between little airports and big hubs all the way across, but that's the first couple of flights done with Southern Airways. I jumped in a Waymo self-driving car to take me across town to my hotel. Can you imagine having just got off a plane from like Mexico or somewhere, and the first thing you see when you arrive into the States is a self-driving car with nobody at the wheel?
Belongings ride solo. Grab your phone now.
Thank you, driver. Ooh, Katy Perry's in town tonight. I wonder if she's staying at the Kimpton Hotel.
No!
Hey. Hey.
You don't know me. I follow your podcast.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Good to meet you.
Just get off the BA flight.
No, just got off the flight from LA, so stay for a few hours.
I
And
own the
that's
pub
tonight.
up the road there. It's called the Kettle Black.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
just up there on the right.
Nice.
Sit for dinner. I'll look after you.
All right, man. Thank you.
Here all day.
All right, thank you.
I just seen you. I was like, I don't know. He doesn't know me though.
Awesome. See ya. I feel like Casey Neistat being recognised like that. Anyway, anyway, as I was saying, Katy Perry's in town tonight. Wonder if she's staying at this hotel. And she kissed a girl and she liked it. Right, let's go and get in the hotel. You know, day rooms are my new favourite thing these days, especially when I've got some of these connections where you sort of arrive in the morning and leave in the evening. So I'm just going to get a little bit of work done today, and then in a couple of hours we'll be heading back to the airport to get the next leg. You know, sometimes when I'm on these trips it can get pretty tough, and I end up feeling, I have to be honest, I end up feeling pretty lonely, especially on some of these where they last sort of 5 or 6 days, and I can go for that time without speaking to anybody that I know. It's crazy. In that time, it doesn't stop thoughts running around in my head. I end up catastrophizing about all the slightest little things. I might get an email in at 3 o'clock in the morning or something while I'm in the middle of a red-eye flight and have nobody to talk to about it, because it just sits and stews in my head and runs around and round, and on a normal day that might be fine, but when you're on your own it can be quite tough. And I can't really talk to a taxi driver about issues going around in my head. That would be a little bit weird. But that's where this week's paid partner comes in, BetterHelp, because you know what? They have been really helpful for me to be able to talk to and actually get some help and figure out what's going on in here and maybe feel a little bit better about it. You see, BetterHelp have a network of over 30,000 credentialed professionals who you can talk to and go through things that might be bothering you and try and come up with a bit of a plan on how to move forward with them. You do a regular live chat with them wherever you are in the world. That means whenever I'm travelling I can sit and talk to somebody, and also between your sessions as well, it's easy to get in touch with somebody and just do a live online chat with them too. If at some point as well you figure out it's not really working for you and you're not quite gelling with them the way that you feel you should, well, it's okay. You can switch them really easily, completely free of charge as well, and just switch to another professional, and there's no hard feelings on either side really. Now, I know every time I make a video and I feature BetterHelp, I get the odd person in the comments going, oh, you shouldn't be working with BetterHelp for this reason or another. Honestly, I have to say that BetterHelp have been absolutely amazing for me, and I really do mean that. They're an amazing company to work with too, and they do so much good as well. They've got over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5-star rating on Trustpilot as well, so you know you can trust them. Right now, BetterHelp are offering you 10% off your first month when you use my promo code Noel at betterhelp.com/Noel. That's betterhelp.com/NOEL. Alright, time to get back to the airport for the next flight.
Hello, Noel.
Hello. Nice to see you again. Airport, please.
Heading to Terminal 3.
Thank you very much.
Door 8.
That sounds good.
Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened.
I am.
For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
Yes, okay. As my Johnny cab whisked me across Phoenix back to the airport, I was just getting ready for the next flight in this adventure, which would take me out to somewhere pretty remote. So next airline is Denver Air Connection, and the first of quite a few flights I've got with them on this trip actually. I've flown with them before. They are a pretty cool little airline. They fly Metroliner, and we're on a Metroliner today I think because we're heading to a place called Cortez in Colorado. No, me neither. So, but that's our night stop for tonight, so we've got a flight over there to catch. Let's get through TSA. I got to the gate just in time to see my plane arriving, and I was super excited because it was one of my favourite planes to fly on, the Swearingham Metroliner. Before too long, it was time to head out to the plane and get on board. Thank you. I do think the Metroliner is such a cool little plane. There's not many of them flying at all in passenger configuration, so getting the chance to ride on one was pretty cool. Hi there, how you doing?
Thank you.
All right.
Skip the first 3 for me, guys.
Okay, else to the back. Right? Yeah, thank you. Hi there.
Hello.
The Metroliner only has a few seats on it, so there was an absolute ton of legroom, which was pretty cool for an hour-long flight. We headed out to the runway, and I got a chance to enjoy the sound of the Metroliner engines, which is insane. We lifted off from Phoenix and made a left turn towards the northeast to get on our way to Colorado. This leg then would take me up across Arizona just inside of Colorado to the tiny town of Cortez. This flight was a little bit over an hour long, but it didn't feel like too long at all before we were starting our descent into Colorado. Denver Air Connection got me into Cortez 20 minutes early, which was pretty cool. There were 4 passengers on board and it cost me $129 for the flight. Overall, I'd have to rate Denver Air Connection 5 stars for this flight because it was such a cool plane and they got me there early too.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Bags are coming in if you have any.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I had booked an Uber to pick me up from the airport here in Cortez, but as I would soon find out, there is no such thing as Uber out here, and as soon as the staff had gone home, I was left trying to find a taxi.
You got a ride and all that?
No, I'm hoping to get a taxi. I was trying to get an Uber or something, but there's nothing here, I don't think. To the Hampton in Cortez.
In Cortez, I'll take you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Scott.
I'm Noel. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Thank
to see you, Noel.
I sort of pre-ordered an Uber, and it's...
You're not going to get one of those anytime soon here. Open up this back door and you can
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
put it on the seat right there.
You're okay
on
with
top
that,
of my,
yeah?
That's just a jacket. You can put it right there.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hopefully it's not out of your way.
Nope, I'm going to Durango.
Okay, so you're heading that way.
All right, past it.
Nice, thank you.
Grocery store, a couple bars, several marijuana shops. Pretty typical Colorado town. Yeah. Once they built the Walmart, things changed here.
All right, yeah. That's usually the case, isn't it? I bet it took everything away from the downtown area.
Yeah. You can't close the door behind you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it a lot.
There you go.
Nice to meet you.
Take care. Great
Thank
travels,
you. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Doing your Valentine's display, I like it.
I'm just trying to get there.
No problem. Thank you. You check it in, please.
Yeah.
ID if you need it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Right on.
I know I don't sound it, but just out of curiosity, I had to get a ride off another passenger to here. Is there a taxi service or anything back to the airport?
Sunshine rides.
Sunshine rides, okay.
Yeah. Let me give you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
If you have any questions,
Hopefully.
let us know.
I will
Would you like
do.
some water?
I will take a couple if that's
Okay.
alright, please.
I'm sorry, my mask. I'm just
Oh no, you're okay.
trying to make it like
Festive.
desk.
Yeah, I like it. Thank you. See you later.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Alright then, welcome to Cortez, Colorado. Oh, it's a bit dark in here, isn't it? Hang on, let me flick some lights on. There we go. The city or the town, the town, I think, of Cortez, Colorado. It's, well, it's just over into Colorado from New Mexico. We're sort of not far from the sort of four corners mark of Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. This is the Hampton Inn here in Cortez, my home for the night. How nice was Scott giving me a ride in? Actually, that was so kind of him. I'm getting real Alliance, Nebraska vibes here, actually. Very lovely little town. He's off to Durango now, so thank you, Scott, for giving me a ride. There's my view out over the bright lights of Cortez. Again, it looks very similar to Alliance, Nebraska. I'm getting such flashback vibes, but hey, now I'm going to try and get some rest on a lovely bed, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning from Cortez, Colorado. There's my view this morning as I wake up over the bright lights. We've got a bank, a T-Mobile shop, a church, and there's about 7 different marijuana dispensaries in the town as well, and that's pretty much it for this little town. But today we head off from Cortez on the next couple of flights on our great Essential Air Service adventure. Thank you.
Are you Noel?
I am, yes. How are you? Hi, how you doing?
Got it all in here?
Yeah, all in
I'm
there.
John,
That's
nice
it.
to meet
Thank you.
you.
Hi, John. Nice to meet you.
Anything else?
That's everything. Thank you. Yeah, just that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean, we have the essentials. We have Walmart. We have Walgreens. And we have several different types of restaurants. We have Hispanic. We have Thai. We have, of course, everybody's favorite, Denny's.
Denny's, of course, yeah. The only one that's open on Christmas Day as well.
Right. I mean, we got fast food, Taco Bell, Burger King.
There
We
we
got
go.
the little essential places.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Got it? I got your door.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah.
Alright, now welcome back to Cortez Municipal Airport here in Colorado. It looks far more beautiful here by day than it does by night. We've got mountains and everything around. It's gorgeous. Very, very lush. Lovely little airport here. I'm going to go inside. We'll get checked in for the flight. We'll see how busy it's going to be. And I think the plane is on its way from Denver. It's another metro liner. It's going to take me across to Denver. Looking forward to this one as well because we're going to go over all the mountains on the way over there. So let's go and get checked in. Hi there. How you doing? I don't know if I'm a bit early yet, but I've got a minute. See.
Yeah, so I'll just need to wait that, and I just need your ID over there.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The Cortez Airport actually has quite a lot of history. In 1959, a top secret at the time U-2 spy plane was on a night mission when it got a full complete engine failure at 60,000 feet. It landed at the only airport the pilot could find that had lights, which just so happened to be Cortez, Colorado. The pilot's flight suit is still here on display in the terminal. My ride today wasn't quite as cool as a U-2, but it is still a pretty cool little plane. It's this metro liner once again that came in from Denver to take me all the way across to Denver, Colorado. With the passengers deplaned, it was time to get on board for the next leg of my adventure.
Yeah, we are ready to board. Your boarding passes out for me. All right, and then
you.
you're going to show it one more time to the pilot, okay?
Of course, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi there. How's it going? Good, thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you very
All right,
much.
thank you.
You can stay away from the first 2 seats. Just kind of go to the
No
back.
problem. Thank you. Hi there, how you doing?
You're good. How you doing this morning?
Good, thank you. Once again, I sat down on the metro liner, the engine started up, and pretty soon we were getting on our way for our flight out of Cortez. So So this leg then took me from Cortez across to Denver, Colorado, right the way across the Rocky Mountains. It was a 58-minute flight and the scenery was absolutely spectacular, although it was incredibly bumpy as we flew across the Rocky Mountains in the middle of winter. I didn't really get to rest much on this flight because of the turbulence, but then pretty soon we were dropping down the other side of the Rocky Mountains into the mile-high city, Denver, Colorado. My flight landed into Denver 33 minutes early, which was pretty cool. There were just 3 people on board today and it cost me $119 US. Overall, I'd rate this a 5-star flight. The turbulence was pretty bad, but the scenery more than made up for it. Thank you.
Good day, sir.
You too, thank you. Alright then, Denver, Colorado. Next flight today, we're off to a place in South Dakota called Watertown in South Dakota. The next essential air service community that we're on this route. Hi there, yeah, I've got a online boarding pass, but I think, do I need a paper one or are we good with this?
Yeah, I'll have to get you a paper one. Where are you headed?
Thank you, Watertown, please. Oh, awesome. Thank
We're
you.
going to ask you guys to spread out on the plane.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a little crowded.
Yeah.
About 48 open seats.
Oh, nice. Plenty of leg room then. Thank you. Right, that says we're on time. Flight radar, on the other hand, says we've got a 35-minute delay. So I don't know what we believe at the minute. Like a little bit of a delay. Apparently one of the crew members who was on the plane has had a bit of an emergency and has had to shoot off, so they're waiting for somebody else to come in. So hopefully they're all okay and everything's okay for them. But it has meant that there's going to be an hour or so delay now for us getting out on our way to Watertown. Eventually though, it was time to get on board the plane and we were on our way to Watertown, South Dakota.
Of course.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thank you, I'm good, thank you very
Anywhere
much.
behind row 14.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So this leg would be operated by the biggest plane I'd be flying on this adventure with 50 seats. This is an Embraer 145, but tonight there were just 2 people on board, me and one other person. With just 2 of us on board, we could sit anywhere we wanted, so I went for my favourite seat right at the back on the left-hand side with a cracking view of the engine as we took off. The next leg then took me up from Denver to Watertown in South Dakota. It's about a 1 hour and 5-minute flight tonight and it was quite a comfortable run. Because this is a 50-seater jet, they have to have a flight attendant on board, even though there were just 2 people, so we did get a snack service and an absolute run of any snacks that we wanted out of the basket. It was pretty cool, really. It got dark as we flew over South Dakota, and before long we were starting our descent into a freezing cold Watertown, or should I say, Ice Town. So even with the big delay leaving Denver, we still only got in 10 minutes late thanks to a good tailwind. There were just 2 people on board and the flight cost me $99. I would rate this a 5-star flight, and despite the initial delay, we did get an absolute ton of snacks and it was like flying on a private jet. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi there.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
You almost had a private plane today.
I know, just 2 of us. Hey there, are you the taxi? Patriot Cabs, yeah. Hey, how are you? I'm Noel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Just
Joe.
Get my hi, Joe.
Yeah, no problem. I think they already fired up the back.
Yeah.
There must not have been very many people on the flight.
2. Just 2, yeah.
Nobody wants to come here in the wintertime.
It's cold, isn't it?
It's a little chilly out there right now. So. You hop up front.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
I watch your stuff.
Do you think?
When it pops up on Facebook, yeah.
Wow!
I like aviation. I love to travel.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you know, I want to give a pilot. Your voice when you talk, you sound like, man, this guy. All right.
Awesome stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you in the morning. Thank
Cheers,
you.
Joe. Good to see you. Nice to see you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
But let's see you working out.
Please open
I'm not sure who that is, but yeah, they've had door
Lovely.
problems. They've been
Yeah.
trying to get the parts and they haven't been able to get them in. So,
Nice one. Cheers, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. I'd like to check in, please.
All right.
taking the cold out there, okay?
Oh yeah, I've only very briefly from the airport to the car and the car to here. I live in Texas, so I'm not used to this weather anymore.
Shock, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like, I guess for you guys, it's a standard like spring day.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. And would you like a bottle of water?
Yeah, I'll take one, please, if that's okay.
There you go.
Thanks
you. For staying with us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. All right, welcome to Watertown, South Dakota. A very cold Watertown, South Dakota. Dinner is calling my name, and right across the street, look what we have. Look what we have. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings right across there. Wings, beer, sports. The best bit about that, the wings. Right, I figured I'd come out and get a bite to eat and explore the delights of the freezing cold Watertown. It is bloody cold here. It's about minus 20 Celsius in old money, or around about minus 5 in Fahrenheit here. It's absolutely flipping freezing. I'm feeling very underdressed. We've got a Hampton Inn, we've got a Walmart, we've got Buffalo Wild Wings and an Applebee's, and that's about it in this tiny little town. So I'm going to head to Buffalo Wild Wings and we'll get some spicy wings to warm up a little, I think. Oh, my favourite Buffalo. Oh, heaven. I decided to pay an homage to my ultimate destination on this trip, Boston, by grabbing a Sam Adams Boston Lager, which was quite nice and went really well with my spicy buffalo wings. Favourite boneless wings from here are just amazing. That was amazing, just what I needed. Holy crap, it's cold. Flipping heck, it's cold here. Who knew that South Dakota would be so cold? Anywhere with South in the name should be warm, surely. But it's not here. Right, let's get back across to me Hampton Inn. Should I go Walmart now? I can't be doing with Walmart at any time of the day or night, let alone at this time of night. Let's get back to my room. They got spunk cookies here at the Hampton Inn. It's got fresh cookies anyway. Spunkmeyer cookies. Cookies. Oh, that one beer has gone to my head, man. I tell you, dry January, don't do it. It just makes you like tipsy on the slightest drink and at the end of the month. Head back out in the morning first thing, but for now, I'm going to try and get some rest. And I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Morning. I've slept quite well overnight, actually. Not too bad. It's still dark out. I've not seen Watertown by day yet. Maybe we'll see it from the plane when we take off, but now it's time to get back across to the airport for the flight out of here, continuing on, because today we're heading across to Chi-Town, baby, Chicago. Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Awesome, thank you. Just checking out.
Okay.
308. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, you too. Bye-bye. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good morning.
Once again, I got a ride off the awesome Joe to the airport. It's about a 20-minute ride from downtown Watertown. Awesome, Joe. Well, lovely to meet you anyway.
Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you.
Yes.
And,
stay warm.
Door check-in right there, and
nice one.
It looks like the little Dempsey's. You ever come back to town? Their main restaurant downtown is like number one in town. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, and safe travels.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a great day.
You too.
I'll come round this way. Thank you. Hi. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Checking in for Chicago, please.
Okay, just need to see an ID, boarding pass,
Awesome.
and a D bag.
Thank you very much. This is a really nice little airport actually here. It's a brand new terminal. It's only been open a couple of years and it's kind of state of the art. They've got a proper TSA, they've got a jet bridge and everything here. It's really nice. The old one was very similar. It was just across the way and it's very similar to the one that we had over in Cortez. That sort of little, almost like a residential house type feeling where you sort of walk in and go straight out to the plane. But this is quite a nice one, this actually. A little coffee shop and everything down there too. Quite nice. We should be getting on board soon. For the next leg though, over to Chicago. Morning, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello again, good morning.
Anywhere behind row 6.
Awesome, thank you. So this is the same plane that arrived into Watertown with me on board from Denver the previous night. It night stops here at Watertown and then continues over to Chicago the next morning. Before we could go anywhere though, we had to go and get de-iced. The plane had been sitting outside in minus 20-degree temperatures all night, so the plane had frozen up quite badly. That didn't take too long though, and pretty soon we were on our way. As soon as we took off, the wing started leaking fuel out the back of it, which I thought was a little bit concerning. I did speak to the flight attendant and she said it was quite normal for this plane. Effectively, the fuel tanks have been filled a little bit too full and it's venting off a lot of the fuel as it gets up to altitude. My next leg then took me across to Chicago O'Hare Airport, a flight time of 1 hour and 11 minutes. The fuel leak eventually stopped about halfway into the flight and the crew came around with coffee and cookies to kickstart my morning. It was quite a bumpy flight though. The seatbelt sign did stay on for most of the flight, but it was only about an hour long and pretty soon we were starting our descent into Chicago. My flight into Chicago actually got me in 17 minutes early. It was also by far the busiest flight with 12 people on board and it cost me $99. I've had to take a star off though for this flight because I'm pretty sure that if most people were seeing fuel leaking out the wing, well, they probably wouldn't be that happy. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too, thank you. Chicago O'Hare then, the next hub city on this great adventure, and I've got quite a few hours here today, so I've booked a day room again at the airport hotel and hoping to go and get a little bit of work done, so let's go and head across to the hotel.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, how are you?
Good morning, sir.
I've got a day room booked today. Okay. Lovely, thank you very much. Nice one. Alright, thank you, see you later. Alright, welcome to Chicago O'Hare Airport. Oh, we've got a runway view room here. Look at that. United City out there. One of those planes tonight will be my next ride, hopefully. And I'm saying hopefully because there's a winter storm moving in to Chicago and then across Pennsylvania as well this evening. So, who knows? These little essential air service routes do get affected quite a bit by the weather. So, I don't know if we're actually going to get out of here tonight or not. Alright, that didn't take long, did it? Just in the middle of editing at the minute. And I had a text and an email off United, who are operating the essential air service flight I was on tonight. And unfortunately, it's been cancelled because of this sort of severe weather they're expecting over there in Pennsylvania. So with my flight cancelled and me being reaccommodated, it was time to head across to the airport to get on my alternative flight. Thank you. There you go, no problem. That's okay. Hi there. Thank you. Thanks. So my original plan for this leg had been to take the United Express SkyWest flight across to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and then connect down to Washington, DC. But with that flight now cancelled, I was left with a direct non-stop flight from Chicago to DC to pick up the adventure from there. So with my flight from Chicago to Johnstown cancelled, I had to get a non-stop flight over to DC. This flight cost me $189, but they did let me change it to the non-stop free of charge. Thank you. Bye-bye. Right, this trip goes from nightmare to nightmare. While I was on that flight, I got an email off of Southern Airways, who are the airline I flew earlier on the trip, but the one I'm supposed to be flying tomorrow. And tomorrow's flight out of DC is cancelled as well. So I've got no idea what I'm going to do now for the next bit. Hi there. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Hi there. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Alright, Washington DC. Shouldn't have been here until tomorrow, but I'm here anyway. And yeah, at the Hilton Washington DC airport, it's not the nicest actually. It's a bit like stepping back in time to 1993. I mean, just look at this. My gran used to have a chair like that in her living room, and that couch there, look at that. That's very sort of 1997-esque, isn't it? Wow. Anyway, but it's not a bad size room anyway. It's just a bit old and dated, like me. Plan of action now, not sure. Really not sure. I've got to be eventually work my way up to New York, because I continue on the essential air service then from New York further up the coast, as far sort of northeast as we can get towards Boston, depending on the weather. And that's my plan. So yeah, so I've kind of ended up skipping it to here. Didn't really want to skip Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That was sort of the next one on the list. But let's see if we can get up somehow to New York now, to be able to pick up this adventure and finish it off. I'm determined. I'm if nothing else, I'm determined. Well, good morning. It is super early in the morning here in Washington, D.C., but I've picked up a flight, I think, that's going to get me out of here in time to finish off this little adventure and get some more essential air service routes to finish this journey off. Morning, how are you? Thank you, just pick that please, thank you. Have a good day.
The internet thing.
YouTube, yeah.
Travel thing. I'll see. Yeah. I recognize your face. Yeah. Interesting stuff, man.
Yeah, YouTube. So,
appreciate it.
Alright, it's early, it's cold, let's get through. Security, get some caffeine. Security done. Starbucks ordered. Let's go get some caffeine.
Thank you.
Thanks, have a good day. Hi, good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So the next part of this adventure had been to head up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania with Southern Airways and then continue on to New York. But with the Lancaster flight cancelled, once again I was having to skip Lancaster and head up straight to New York to LaGuardia, where I'd then have to get a ride across New York to JFK for my onward flight. Considering I only booked this flight a few hours before, I was quite lucky to get offered an upgrade because of my 1K status with United, so at least I got a free cup of coffee on the ride up to New York. So with the Southern Airways flight up to Lancaster cancelled, that left me out of pocket to the tune of $129, but it did mean I got this spectacular view of New York on approach to LaGuardia.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thanks very much. Have a good day. Good morning. How are you? Thank you very much. JFK Airport, please. Thank you. Right then, New York City. Time to hot-footed across to JFK for the next leg. The next essential air service route. About a 29-minute taxi ride now across to JFK, and then we can hopefully pick things up. The weather much nicer up here, so keeping everything crossed. Thank you. Yeah, you as well. Have a great day. See you later. Right then, JFK Terminal 5. Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, thank you. So I need to check in for my flight. I'm going up to Saranac Lake.
Oh yes, it's
and
here
then,
with me.
And then on to Boston from there. So yeah.
Okay.
So I just like to check in.
You going first to Saranac and then from here to Boston?
Yes, on the same plane. Yeah. Don't ask. So hopefully you're going to tell me that the flight isn't cancelled and that we're good today.
Well,
we're
you were
touched.
flying yesterday?
No. Every other flight. Touch wood.
No. So far it says that
we're
schedule.
So good. Yeah.
The inbound though is cancelled, but they usually 98% of the time send a ferry. So I'm
see.
positive.
Yeah, we should be good. Let's be positive here. Yeah.
Yes.
I've had 2 cancellations on this trip across Pennsylvania. I've been stuck in DC for 2 days. So let's let's.
And today looks so beautiful.
It's beautiful, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
But over there is very cool.
Wow, yeah.
Everything is like 3 times more over there.
Yeah.
You're not checking bags with me, or
if it's possible, can I gate check this and then collect, just in case it is cancelled, and then I can just get another flight? That's been my strategy on this flight.
Very smart. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Security will be right behind you.
Nice one. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the gate probably. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. So the inbound flight for my leg today has been cancelled, unfortunately. However, mine, it still seems is running. So I've got everything crossed that we can still be good today. So my concern right now is if the inbound flight has been cancelled today, then what happens to my outbound flight? Will they send a plane from Boston or somewhere down to pick me up? It's not cancelled at the minute. As I sat and waited, eventually a tiny plane turned up on the ramp at JFK, and it was pretty clear that was going to be my ride up to Saranac Lake. Cape Air's Cessna 402 looks absolutely tiny taxiing among the giant planes here at JFK, but pretty soon it was time to go and get on board. Thank you. Hello there. Hello. Good afternoon, how are you? I'm great, how are you? I'm doing alright. And so we all squeezed onto the tiny Cessna as the engine started, and we started our taxi out to the runway here at JFK. I feel like right now we're on the tiniest plane at JFK. As we lifted off from JFK, we got some absolutely amazing views all the way over the airport, but also of downtown Manhattan as well in the distance. Taking off from JFK in such a small plane was such a really cool experience. I really enjoyed it. This leg then took me from JFK all the way up to the tiny town of Saranac Lake up in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. This was by far the longest flight on the trip at 1 hour and 53 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. We left the sunshine of New York City behind and headed up towards the north of New York State, where it got quite cloudy underneath us. After what felt like hours in the sky, we were finally about to begin our descent into Saranac Lake. Well, then we have started our descent down into the penultimate stop of our great essential air service adventure. As much as that tight connection in Saranac Lake had been worrying me, what was starting to worry me even more was whether we'd even get to land in Saranac Lake in the first place. The weather was absolutely dreadful, and they were in the middle of a snowstorm as we descended through the clouds to try and make an approach to the runway at Saranac Lake Airport. We came in for the instrument approach on one runway before doing a circle to land, coming into land visually from the other direction. The terrain did seem really close to us as we started to turn around to come back into land. I was really pleased that we managed to land here at Saranac Lake in the end, and as we taxied into the terminal there were huge snowdrifts at the side of the taxiway which just seemed unreal. The thing that was really cool here though was the terminal building, which was like a little ski lodge up here in the mountains. It was a little bit like The Shining though when you land in this weather.
It's always fun up here. As promised.
Thank you. Alright, thank you.
Are you Noel?
I am, yes.
Okay. I need you to just
wait out here, yeah? No worries, thank you.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you can head out inside. I'll be right in with your
It turned out that my amazing wife Rachel had managed to figure out that my flight was delayed and called ahead to Adirondack Airport to let them know so that they'd still let me on the plane.
Passengers to head back out.
Lovely, thank you. I don't have a boarding pass yet for my next leg, so we'll just sort that. Alright, thank you. No worries, thank you. Alright, that was pretty fun, but we've landed now here at Saranac Lake in the Adirondack region of New York, somewhere. It's a bit of a fun approach, but we're here on the ground. One more leg to go. Let's get to Boston.
Oh, yeah, she called for you. Okay.
Amazing, yeah, she called. I think she called.
Make sure not to leave anything behind.
Yeah.
It will hopefully be a quick flight back. Hopefully you folks will be okay.
Thank
Hopefully.
you. Hopefully, yeah, it's a lovely confidence.
I would look up 1449 and see what gate you're going to or something.
So with the airport manager's confidence that we'd get there safely kind of in my mind, we'd walked across the ramp to get on board the tiny Cessna for the last leg of the great Essential Air Service adventure. So you want me
Here in the second row,
okay,
either side.
okay. Hello again.
Oh, hello again.
See, I couldn't get enough of it the first time.
Gotta go at it again.
That's like a roller coaster, isn't it?
Well, not just snow.
Yeah. And once the pilots had managed to start the engines, it was time to say goodbye to Adirondack Airport and head on our way for the last leg of this journey to Boston, Massachusetts. So the last leg of my adventure took me from Saranac Lake across to Boston, Massachusetts. The flight time for this leg was 53 minutes.
I think I definitely saved the very best airport for thanks on this adventure. Wow, that was such a cool little airport down there. Oh, that's snow! Crazy, how do they keep the airport going like that? Honestly, this adventure has been just amazing fun. And yes, I am a little bit sad I didn't get to do all of the Essential Air Service flights that I set out to do, but equally I'm quite happy with the ones I did do, and I'm even happier with the fact that I might just have to give this another go at some point and try doing it all the way across.
And as we started our approach down into Boston, I was pretty pleased that I'd actually managed to at least start and end this journey on the Essential Air Service, even though there had been a couple of hiccups in the middle. So in the end, my flight up to Boston only ended up landing about 22 minutes late, which wasn't too bad. There were 5 passengers on board and it cost me $187, but I would definitely put this as the best flight of the entire trip. It had everything that I love about the Essential Air Service: a really cool plane, an awesome airport, and a fantastic landing up there. Alright, we did it. Welcome to Boston. Coast to coast done. Mostly on the Essential Air Service. And we started on the Essential Air Service and we ended on it here in Boston. So yeah, all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I'm off to get some sleep now. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.